Hello, bad boys. If you want to win a $50 Amazon gift card, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to enter our giveaway. MMA sports is exploding in popularity all over the world, gaining tons of fans by the day. This is thanks largely in part to MMA's most popular promotion, the UFC, which brings up new talent with unique fight styles, creating all new fan bases. One such rising prospect in the UFC is Ottman Azaitar. His name was not known to most UFC fans until his recent, stunning victories in the octagon. While his life is still a secret, let's check out 10 things you didn't know about Ottman Azaitar. 1. He is a German Thai boxing champion. Many MMA fighters tend to have affection for sports from an early age, and Ottman is not an exception. He started with martial arts at the young age of 6. He trained in jiu-jitsu until the age of 10, after which he switched on to boxing, kickboxing, and then Thai boxing. Ottman won several glorious titles by 2012, which includes Thai boxing champion in North Rhine-Westphalia in 2011, and German Thai boxing champion in the following year.
It's the best Ottman.
The best Ottman, huh? There are a lot of Ottmans, but this one is the best Ottman. They don't waste their...
2. Got a chance to meet Muhammad Ali. Celebrating the 40th anniversary of the legendary Rumble in the Jungle boxing match between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, Congo 14 kicked off with special guest Bruno Mars in 2014. At the invitation of friends, Ottman Azaitar had a chance to meet Muhammad Ali in his birthplace of Louisville, Kentucky. This festival was designed to introduce a legacy of boxers to the new generation, and no doubt, Ottman was lucky to share the space with the legend. 3. The Bulldozer. MMA fighters have a special love for their nicknames and tend to flaunt them both inside and outside of the ring. In this case, with his aggressive fighting style, Ottman Azaitar owns his nickname, the Bulldozer. Ottman comes forward with his hands, walking down his opponents, and this overwhelms them until they end up losing. This earned him his unique nickname, and his fabulous performance proves it.
That's Nishan, brother. No zigzag lash. I come, I fight for the fight, for the title against who, what, come in, bones, tatataf, taf, salamu alaikum. That's all, brothers.
4. Took boxing tips from Mike Tyson. When you are in love with boxing, you always appreciate the opportunity to get a glimpse of your boxing icon. Ottman seems to be born with a golden spoon in his mouth for not only getting the opportunity to meet boxing legend Muhammad Ali, but also later, the one and only Mike Tyson. Ottman and his brother turned up at Mike Tyson's ranch in California. He was also joined along with his manager Ali Abdelaziz and many other UFC fighters for a media event. Passionate about boxing, Ottman took some quick boxing lessons from the former heavyweight boxing champion, which will definitely help the Bulldozer to continue running over his opponents.
It's all about keeping it outside of the shoulder. You know, when he's here, boom, the punches go boom, boom, back of the head. You always gotta get out of the punch, you gotta count. It's all about keeping your leg. Look how deep, you know what I mean?
5. Lack of German knowledge. Ottman grew up in the Delbrück district of Cologne, Germany, and then later moved to Weiden along with his family. Now, most people born and brought up in Germany tend to have a grasp over the German language and culture. However, Ottman seriously lacked it. Ottman attended König Pfad Academy in Bonn, where all of the subjects were taught exclusively in Arabic. This unusual academic career initially ruined Ottman's knowledge of German, which was strongly felt when he switched to Hildegard von Bingen Grammar School in Cologne. Ottman, however, overcame the problem after his graduation. 6. Younger brother of UFC fighter Abu Azaitar. There are not many brothers who share the same passion for the fight game, excepting the legendary Diaz brothers. However, Ottman is one of the few with such a sibling to back them up. Ottman's elder brother, Abu Azaitar, is also a professional MMA fighter, fighting in the UFC as well. Abu participated in many regional MMA promotions, notably in KSW, Absolute Championship Berkut, and then got a shot at UFC in 2018. Ottman's brother is not so different from him when it comes to dominating opponents, and has a record of 14 wins out of his 17 pro fights.
Yo, Ottman, inshallah, you have to train very hard, make very hard sparring, don't go back, bring the God to home, and you will be the champion. The big and the best defense is only to go forward, no backward, then he goes sleep. Don't forget it, Ottman. That looks great.
7. Beginning of MMA career. Ottman Azaitar started his MMA career in 2012 and had fights under the international MMA organization, Brave Combat Federation, where he earned the Fight of the Year 2016 title. He also fought in some European MMA organizations, such as the German MMA Championship. Ottman became the first world champion in the lightweight class of the Brave Combat Federation in his title fight in 2017 in Bahrain. He switched to UFC with his Brave title after defeating Danijel Kokora at Brave 14 in Morocco. He carries his 13-0 undefeated record into the UFC, along with some great hype. Eight, fought a co-main event in just his second UFC fight. Ottman brought a lot of excitement along with his Brave belt in UFC. The Bulldozer had been dominating his opponents throughout his whole MMA run, which landed him a spot at the UFC in the first place. Where everybody was thinking that the hype train would get derailed in the higher level of competition at the UFC, Ottman, on the other hand, continued his dominant run by defeating the Finnish veteran Teemu Packalen in the undercard of Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Dustin Poirier at UFC 242. His superior first-round victory landed him a co-main event spot at UFC Vegas 10. Getting a co-main spot in only his second fight under the banner means the boss favors that hype. Nine, criminal past of his brother. Ottman's elder brother, Abu Azaitar, attended a controversial school named the King Fahd Academy, which was known to be funded by the Saudi government and suspected for having terrorist connections with Al-Qaeda. In the same year, Ottman's brothers Abu and Omar faced charges of inflicting dangerous bodily harm and later for gang theft, and were called the infamous Brutal Twins because of their violent crimes. Abu was also accused of attacking a businessman, for which he was sentenced to years in prison, and also faced accusation of assaulting his girlfriend, punching her and causing her eardrum to burst.
Released a couple days ago, I think maybe yesterday, from I think it was Bloody Elbow, that had some pretty hard allegations about saying that you had some criminal connections. Is that something that you've read and heard about, and what is your comment on it?
You know, criminal connection, I watch so much Netflix, you know, and get a criminal connection. Let people talk. That's what I told to some people who start to...
10. Dreams to bring UFC to Africa. Yes, it's still a work in progress, but Morocco is set to become the first African venue for a UFC event. German-Moroccan fighter Ottman and his brother are working with the UFC to make Morocco the venue of the company's first African event. Ottman's friend and manager, Ali Abdelaziz, who also manages African welterweight champion Khama Worthy, is in the process with the UFC to make that dream come true. Ottman wants to show his utter dominance in front of a crowd of his home country while getting enormous waves of positive energy. Ottman has delivered what has been touted the scariest knockouts in recent UFC history, and this has no doubt given him a huge popularity. His name seems to stay long on the minds of every MMA fan. If not now, then certainly in the future, Ottman Azaitar will definitely be seen in the run for the UFC gold, favoring the odds.